Well, welcome to the third episode of Wing Nights. Today, Austin is unfortunately unable to make it, but Josh is here. And then we have our first special guest. We have Gabe with us.
What's good?
So, yeah, we'll get right into the interview. So, Josh, I know there was a few things you were wanting to ask him.
Yeah, man. Gabe, well, first off, thank you for joining us. Really appreciate you agreeing to this. I want to dive in not to football first, but to your modeling background. You killed it at the Buckle. I was there for 2 years. They cut me loose, but you left on your own accord. How was your time at Buckle?
I ain't gonna lie, it was great. I mean, it was pretty good, man. I mean, you're in a room with, four girls complimenting you the whole time, telling you to smile a little bit more, telling you to laugh a little bit. I mean, it's a good time. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. My older sister, works there. She tells some stories and always be like, Gabe's such a nice guy. And I always thought she was talking about another Gabe because I've known of you for a while. So I didn't know if we were thinking of the same guy. No, but it's honestly an awesome time. Really nice ladies in there. It's a little weird at first. I have to admit it. It's odd. So you grew up in Illinois, correct?
Yeah.
Chicago?
Well, suburbs of Chicago, southwest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, where is Northern Illinois located?
It's in DeKalb, Illinois.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
How is it to be back in your home state?
I mean, it's great. I'm not gonna lie. Compared to Nebraska, it's just like there's just so much to do here. Like anything you can imagine, any type of food, anything at all. It's just at the tip of your fingers.
What was your first impression of Nebraska when you came to UNK for your visit?
I'm not gonna lie, that's how they got me because I didn't really like think too much of it. Like, I mean, we flew in, they drove us around campus, but it was really so focused on football. I didn't really understand like how it would be until I had to come to school here. Like when we started going through school, I was like, hey, like they got a little bowling alley. But that's pretty much like there was really nothing to do, and I didn't really know that yet. So I got on campus to go to school, man.
Yeah, that's how they get you. You start looking around and be like, oh, what's this bowling alley all about? What is this archway? No. Focus more on football, please. That's why you're here.
They're just trying to distract you from how boring the rest of the town was. That was their plan.
Oh God.
But so what all went, I'm sure several schools looked at you coming out of high school. So what all went into your decision for choosing UNK then? Was it just what made you choose UNK?
First and foremost, it felt like home. Like when I went to go tour the campus and all that type of stuff. But I knew they were gonna give me like one of the best and better opportunities compared to the other schools. Like I had a couple other D2 schools that wanted me to. But they were giving me just a decent shot, and I think they were going to prepare me better than anything else. And also the corner coach who originally had started out there, his name was we called him Coach Ume. Him and the way he just came in to meet my family and me, and the way we were able to connect to him, I think that really what pulled me in that direction because I really trusted him. I was like, okay, he'll be able to teach me what I want to learn about the game and all that type of stuff.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So then you spent a few years here at UNK and then you transferred to Northern Illinois. So I know you guys haven't started the season yet, like with games and stuff, but what are like the differences so far that you've seen between, let's say, a D2 program and then a D1 program?
Well, they feed us like for every spring practice, we were fed breakfast. We got breakfast. Every time we lifted or every time we have lifts and stuff, they give us like smoothies and stuff like that. Obviously the biggest thing is money. Like they have a lot of money to be able to support us more. We have like a nutritionist and they get your diet in order and all that type of stuff. Like we have this app that you I don't know, put all your food in and all that type of stuff. So yeah, I mean that money piece really plays a big part into it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, are you guys getting massages every day too, like the Kentucky basketball team?
Nah, no way. I mean that'd be dope, but nah, we don't get massages and stuff like that.
And then the other thing I wanted to ask you right off the bat is, I'm sure because I think like the first time we met, it was at Josh's birthday party, which was at my apartment or our apartment.
Yeah.
And I remember I asked you two questions. So the first was, if you had to pick like 5 basketball players all time to bring into a pickup game, who would you choose? But I want to ask you this one first because this was the other question I asked: is what is your 40-yard dash time?
Oh yeah, I've been wanting to know this.
I know. I haven't ran a true 40 in a long time. Like a true time 40 in a long time. I will say we did like unofficial times, like with like just a hand. And I did it in cushion actually. And I ran a 4.34.
Whoa.
4.34. I had some track spikes on. Oh, I was ready to go.
That is crazy.
That is cooking. Tate and I went to the old Kearney High football field, and one day we were like, "Yeah, we're gonna time our 40s, yeah, for sure." Tate, what did you get?
I got a 5.0 flat, so and then you got like a 4.8, right?
4.8, 4.8, yeah,
Nah.
4.8, 4.8. I think I was barefoot, so I needed my track spikes for that too.
Yeah, you probably should have tried barefoot too. 5.0, dang man, that's crazy. Not gonna lie.
Hey, if I had my
Tom
track
Brady,
spikes on, I probably would have ran a 4.5 with track spikes.
Maybe it helps with the grip. I will say that for sure.
So then the other question: if you still had to pick 5 basketball players, who are you taking all time, any era?
Any era?
Yep.
Okay. Any era. Let me think. Okay. So 2 off rip. I'm picking MJ and I'm grabbing Kobe.
Oh hell yeah.
Then damn, bro. Let me think. I think I'm grabbing Shaq for sure.
Gotta have him.
I'll probably grab LeBron just because it's LeBron. Let me think. I need one more.
Kyle Korver, spotting up.
I think I'm gonna grab Jason Tatum.
Oh,
okay.
He's tough, man. He's tough.
Yeah.
He's tough. I'm cooking for a long time now, so I think I'm gonna grab him. I think that would be my top 5.
I respect that list solely because Tim Duncan wasn't on it.
I should have said Tim. I was thinking about Tim. I was thinking about Tim for sure, but Shaq.
Leave him off. Leave him off.
Shaq was unstoppable.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not standing in the way of that. I don't know too many people who want to stand in the way of that. That man was a monster, bro.
Yeah. And then since we're already on the basketball topic, you obviously play college football, but was there like any other sports growing up that you played a lot, or was football always your favorite sport?
Football was a sport that I couldn't play for the longest because my mom wouldn't let me. So I played pretty much everything. I played soccer, I played basketball, I ran track. I pretty much did everything under the sun. Yeah, but football was probably the last sport that I was allowed to play.
Yeah. When did Bernice finally let you throw on
the first name basis?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm tight with Henry like that too. So
go ahead.
Yeah. When did your parents finally let you throw on the pads?
Eighth grade year.
Okay. Wow. That's yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's I was playing like Pee Wee football 5th grade.
I
And
wish.
yeah, no. They had obviously had like Pop Warner and stuff and like your area, your friends were playing and stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, no, those were the good days. I think I peaked back then for sure. You grew up a Bulls fan, Gabe?
Did I grow up a Bulls fan?
Yeah.
Um, I don't. I don't really think I was a Bulls fan for real. I'm not gonna lie.
You ever go to any games though?
No, I've never been to. I've never been to a. Actually, no. Yeah, I did go to a Bulls game actually recently for the first time. I want to say in March. Or it was in March or April. It was when the Lakers came. When the
Okay.
Lakers came to
Oh,
Chicago. Yeah,
that was probably a big game.
that was
Pat
my.
Bev,
What'd
Pat
you say?
Bev against the Lakers.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
was probably he probably got went a little crazy that game. But no, I was gonna ask you if you saw Prime D Rose 2011 MVP D Rose, but
I wish.
nah, that was a crazy time, man. He's kind of walking on glass right now whenever he gets on the court. It's pretty bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what was your did you play high school basketball at all, or um did you have much interest in the sport?
I mean, yeah, I played my freshman year. That was pretty much about it because then I had to choose between football and track and all that type of stuff. And I
Gotcha.
chose football and track, so I did football and track every year from there.
Okay. Yeah. I think Tate asked that question already, but yeah. What was the size of your high school? What was the amount of kids in your graduating class?
We were massive. Like so in Illinois, I forgot how y'all do it in Nebraska, but in Illinois we have 1A to 8A. We were 8A. My school was 8A. So like we had like the freshmen have their own center, and then the sophomores, juniors, and seniors have are at our main campus, which is like Lockport East High School. But we have like 1,000 in each grade. Yeah, we're mad. Yeah.
Whoa. Whoa.
That's
Like,
basically as big as Kearney High was.
how big was Kearney?
It was Kearney High is class A, which Nebraska goes A, B, C, D, and then A is the biggest.
Okay.
And my class had 330 in it. So you guys, your one grade had about our entire school.
High
Jeez.
school, yeah, legit.
Man.
Like at graduation, like man, like you definitely heard people's names and seen people you've never seen in your entire life. Promise you. I was like, bro, who is that? Like, I've never person.
That probably took about what, like 8 hours to get through all 1,000 kids.
No, we didn't pull up every picture like how y'all pull up everybody's picture from when they're kids. We didn't do that. We went straight through it. We just went straight through it.
Gotcha.
Man, you probably had to. Jeez. I graduated with 80 kids in my class.
Where did you go to high school?
I went to Cozad High.
Oh, was that okay? So
Yeah. Did you when you were here in Nebraska, did you travel to any small towns? And if so, what was the worst one?
let me think. I mean, I did go. I went to Lexington. I went to North Platte. I went to Loomis. I think it's called. I went to. Where else did I go? I don't even know. But I had a summer internship, and we actually went to this one place. I think it was called like Upland or something, and it had like 42 people or something.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know if you're are you familiar with Minden? It was just south of Kearney.
yeah, I would drive past it, but I've never been in it.
So I grew up in Minden and then transferred to Cozad senior year of high school. So Upland's right by Minden, and yeah, man, nobody lives in Upland. It is crazy. What was
A couple houses.
what was your internship?
I worked at the civil engineering firm. shoot, what's it called? I can't remember the name, but it was the south part of town. It was right next to that one pizza place that opens at like 4 p.m. and stays open
Oh,
4 a.m.
Oh, was it Miller and Associates?
Yeah, there you go. Miller and Associates.
My
So
dad actually works there.
no way.
Yeah. He used to work at UNK, but he moved there probably in like February, started working there.
Oh dang,
But
that's crazy. So
yeah.
I worked under a couple of people. I worked under like Craig Bennett. He oversaw me. I worked under this guy named Andrew. And then basically like if anybody wanted to hand me work, I could just do it for them. But yeah.
Man, that's awesome, man. I know faith is such an important part of your life, and seeing you post stuff is really encouraging to me as a fellow Christian. How do you get your mind ready before games and have your tunnel vision on glorifying God's name before you hit the field?
Well, usually before the game, like before even game day, I'm praying. Like all throughout the week, I'm praying, and then usually that night really a long time to pray and really just talk to God and let him know everything I'm feeling, just so I could get like all the anxiousness and the worry out, because I don't want to go into game day with all that anxious and like negative thoughts in my mind. So I try to do that the night before. And then to get ready for the game, I'm like listening to Christian music, just like allowing the Holy Spirit to just like fill me up. And then I draw crosses underneath my eyes with the eye black. And then I also wear this bracelet. Okay, let me show you. Let me see if I can flip the camera real quick. I don't even know how to work my phone.
Yeah, I don't either.
So it's got
Okay.
the heart on it, the divide, the cross, and then the question mark, and then it says what, why, lie, truth. So basically, like the heart is Jesus loves us, and then the divide is like sin divides us between us and Christ, and then Jesus Christ died on the cross for us, and then the question mark is basically like, now with that information, now that you know that, what are you gonna do with it? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you gonna go about doing it? Like, are you gonna spread the word? Like, you know what I'm saying? Are you gonna spread that
I
information with
love
others?
that.
So I wear that every game. And like in game, when I take a look at it, it just reminds me to just play for him,
That's so
because
cool.
when you get in the heat of the game, like you completely forget about everything else. You know what I'm saying? And like guys were on the field swearing and stuff, and you can always get caught up and all that type of stuff. But when I had this bracelet on, it kind of just brings me back to earth and brings me back to just, just like that middle ground where it's like I don't want to be too high and I don't want to be too low. So
Right.
I try to do my best to always have one of these bracelets on.
Yeah, definitely. That kind of reminds me of a tattoo I got. I think it was 2 years ago. I'm not going to try to show it on here. I don't know how to work my
It's
phone
on
either.
his thigh. He'd have to pull
Yeah,
down
it's
his
on my
pants.
thigh. I don't want to get a little too scandalous, but yeah, it's pretty much it's a squiggly line with a horizontal line in the middle of it. It kind of represents how through life's ups and downs, God wants you to stay in the middle, not get too high, not get too low. And that's awesome, man. I really love the fact that you wear that bracelet everywhere. So
has faith always been a big part of your life then, or is that something that you kind of grew into, or how did you get to where you are right now?
So we my parents are pastors, so we actually have a church here in Illinois. So I've always been around the church life, but I really didn't find my own faith until I got to Nebraska. And I actually found it at New Life, and then I got baptized August 2019. And yeah, I pretty much found my faith that freshman, like sophomore year college, because it was my parents' faith. You know what I'm saying? Like, because they're pastors, you got to follow them around. You're at the church all throughout the week for Bible studies and Friday night prayer and choir practice on the weekends. But actually moving like 9 hours away from them and having to rely on myself and what I know, that's when it really hit me that freshman and sophomore year of college, and that's when we're kind of got much bigger, I would say.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
That's awesome. Yeah, I got baptized in 2019 too. I kind of freshman year of college, I kind of had like a little rough summer patch. It's tough going into college, like growing into your own and trying to figure out like who you are, and like you I played basketball my whole life. That was my identity, and ended up not playing in college. And it took me a while to figure that out to the fullest, but it sure felt great once I finally came to the cross. So yeah,
did you
that's all.
basketball in college?
No. So I initially committed to a D3 school in Iowa, and
Okay.
I was battling with a knee injury over the summer leading into that. That would have been my freshman year, and then last minute I decommitted because I don't know, I just didn't want to go to Pella, Iowa. Yeah. So nothing against the people
Yeah,
there. It was just kind of a last minute decision for sure.
I can definitely understand that.
I know
Yeah.
Josh would never say this, but we play in a men's league basketball league, and he has definitely busted a few guys from UNK's asses. So I'm saying Josh could have probably played D2 if he wanted to.
Walk on at the end of the bench. Don't gas me up.
Oh God,
Not no.
walk
No.
on. You could have, man.
I don't know. But yeah, I definitely had my fair share of runs at the UNK rec for sure. Those games get heated, man.
Oh
No,
yeah.
I 110%. I would hear about them all the time. Trust me. That's
Yeah, I would always get a little flustered when the football guys came in, because those games would get heated. Everybody was aggressive. It was a different type of game. Like, you can tell some of the guys could play. Like I'm trying to think. Fred, Fred Dangerfield.
yeah.
Yeah, he could play. Like, and he was physical, and
Mhm.
nobody wanted to mess with him
Nah,
at all.
nah.
He's a strong dude. But there were other guys in there that just couldn't play, and they were just just bought in everybody. But no, good times, man. Yeah.
So I guess maybe you don't have an answer for this, but who is probably the best football player that you've ever played with or against?
With or against?
Yeah.
Who's the best football player? I mean, there's a couple of guys. I'm not even gonna lie, for sure. Um. Okay, so first, I would definitely say TJ Davis. He could just. It's like, I mean, you'll go up against running backs, receivers who are just like shifty. You know what I'm saying? Like, who can move, but the way he moves, you really can't account for. You know what I'm saying? Like, you really have no idea from what position he's going to go. That's why I feel like he be getting everybody every time, because they're like, oh, if he cuts this way, he should be able to cut this way. I should be able to make the tackle. Nah. And I mean, you'll see it on film. He just makes dudes look silly. I would say him for offense for sure. Um, Darius Swanson. He was a safety. He just transferred. Like, there's not too many people who like think like him. Like, when he's on the field, like in game, he'll be able to see things and talk about it on the sideline like I've never seen before. Like, it's crazy. He was like, oh, like second down, the number 2 receiver ran a slant, and they run it later on in the game, and he was like, okay, if they run that again, I'm gonna go pick it off, and then that's what he'll do. I'm like, how do you see that? I'm like, how do you literally see that? Like, it's crazy. It's insane. It's literally nuts. Who else have I played with who's just like nuts? Let me think. I will say, there was a receiver from, what school was he at? What school? I think it was Northwest. That Northwest Missouri game. He was. I don't know if he was a D1 bounce back or what. I've actually forgotten his name, but he was quick. Like he was real quick off the line. He was real smooth. I think he just couldn't find a good connection with his QB. But I feel like if he had a good connection with his QB, that game could have gone a lot differently. But I think they weren't on the same page. But he was actually pretty smooth. I'm not gonna lie.
So you talked about Darius transfer D1. You've obviously transferred D1. Do you think that's something TJ could have probably done too if he wanted to then?
No doubt. No doubt in my mind. I honestly I don't know. I honestly don't know why he didn't leave. I mean, I can have my guesses, but I feel like for sure. I mean, he won Nebraska Athlete of the Year, like male athlete of the year, with the Huskers right down the line. So
yeah,
for sure. I know he almost honestly could have gone P5. I'm not gonna lie. Like straight or top group 5 D1. For sure. There's no doubt in my mind.
wow.
Yeah. I'm gonna segue into this question. I was talking to Tate before the show. I've heard some talk. There's a little. I don't know how big this rivalry was for you, but Nebraska versus UNK. What would the score be in a football game if Nebraska and UNK played this past year?
Like this last season?
Yeah.
Sorry to put you on the spot.
Nah, you're good. I mean, the biggest difference between D2 and D1 is really the linemen. I would say for sure. I would say like skill position, relatively I don't want to say that they're the same, but they're pretty close. Dang. I don't know. I don't want to say they'll do us dirty like they did like TCU and Georgia. I don't think it'll be that bad. Like 65-7. Nah, I don't think they'll give us 65-7. Man, I want to say. I want to say 45, like 45-10. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like,
okay.
I feel like we'll be able to score. You know what I'm saying? A couple times.
I'd actually see that.
45-10. Nothing too crazy though. Nothing too crazy, but
yeah. For sure. And you guys actually play Nebraska Nebraska's third game of the year, I think, or second game. I have been talking to my sister. I think I brought it up to Tate too, and Jade, and we're trying to go down to that game. We want to watch you guys play. So that'd be awesome. Yeah, looking forward to that, man. Yeah. So looking to next season, what are you most excited about? Obviously the games are like this is why you play the game, but like what I don't know what I'm trying to ask. Like what are you most looking forward to this next season?
I would just say for sure my season and my boys who transferred. Like I'm really looking forward for us to just like step up. Because think about it, like how many of us transferred from UNK? Like 4, I think 3 or 4 of us were able to get onto a Division I team. Okay. So I'm really trying to see, like, we must have had a crazy defense if there was a couple of us who were able to transfer and then play D1 and then have good seasons. But I mean, of course, I'm most excited for my own season just to see where I really compare. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously I have league dreams and league aspirations, and I'm obviously training as hard as I possibly can to get there. But I really truthfully want to see like where I line up and compare against all these guys.
Man, that's awesome. You
Yeah.
definitely got that. You definitely got that build for the league for sure. What are you, 6'3", 205?
Not 205. That's crazy. That's a little too heavy. I mean, I could get to 205 pretty easily if I didn't work out for a couple of days, but because I'm at about 200 right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I weighed in at 200 this morning. But yeah, 6'3", 200.
So I've talked to Tate about this numerous times. How many people, like how many football players do you think lie about their weight on the roster?
Their weight?
Yeah.
Um, I wouldn't say weight as much to height. I don't really think they lie about their weight that much, but their height, they will definitely cap 110%.
Yeah.
Their height is the most cap things on there. I'm not gonna lie. I remember one time we came out for I forgot who we were playing. I think it was against Pitt State, like that second game or something. They said I was 6'4", and I'm like, bro, tall enough. You don't have to say I'm 6'4". I'm tall enough at corner as it is. You don't have to say. I was like, bro, there's no reason to cap about that. That's probably one of the funniest things ever.
Yeah, they were bumping my height up in high school. They said I was 6'2". I'm like a solid 6 foot.
Solid.
Barefoot. Yeah, but no, I just had to know. Like I feel like that's a big deal in basketball. I didn't know if it was as big in football.
Yeah, I feel like it's more height than anything because just shorter guys, you want to make them appear big and all this and stuff. But
It was so bad at my high school. There's this 5'8" freshman that played varsity. He was a good player, but yeah, they listed him like 5'11". It was wild. No, that's crazy. Tate, how tall are you?
It's between 6 foot, 6'1".
Oh, okay.
If I played for UNK, I'd probably have him bump it up to 6'3", though.
Oh man.
Yeah. So gosh. Your previous head coach, forgive me, I'm a bad journalist. His name slipped my mind. He's down in Texas now, correct?
Josh Lynn, yeah, Josh Lynn.
Yes. Yeah. So what was the reaction to Josh Lynn leaving UNK?
Like him leaving?
Yeah.
I actually don't know because I had already hit the portal before he wanted to leave. But I did hear that. I mean, he told the team straight up, like he was 110% honest. He called a team meeting, told them what was going on. So
yeah, good for him going down to Texas, getting some nice weather. Football's crazy down there, so yeah, that sounds like a good opportunity for him down there for sure.
So we hear a lot of people, especially basketball players, they'll say like, I model my game after these players. Mm-hmm. Is there any like cornerbacks in the league that you look at and you're like, I kind of see myself in that?
I would definitely say for sure Jalen Ramsey. He's tough. Okay. Like
I found this on the web.
Everything.
What was that?
It was my Siri went off.
Okay. Searching Jalen Ramsey.
Definitely Jalen Ramsey. I just like how he comes off as a person and a player. Who else would I try to say game after? There was I forgot his name. I really used to look up to this one guy on the Vikings. He was a much taller corner, but I forgot his name. I'd say Jalen Ramsey, that guy from the Vikings, and then Richard Sherman for sure, because they're just bigger guys. So like I can play more like them than I can some of the smaller corners because I'm not 5'10", and that's probably one of the biggest things I've had to learn is like I can't try to play like I'm 5'10". Like it's impossible for me to try to play like that, and especially since I haven't been playing corner my whole life. Nah, I can't flip my game like I can with Richard Sherman. Richard Sherman's 6'3", Jalen Ramsey's up there too. He's like 6'1", 6'2". And then that Vikings corner, he was about 6'1", 6'2", 6'3", somewhere around there. But he was 6 foot plus. So
Can we
yeah.
expect to see any like Richard Sherman type post game interviews for you?
Crabtree. Yeah.
No, I hope not. I really hope not. I really hope I just keep a level head after the game. Shoot, no matter how well we play, yeah. Hopefully I'm hyped, but hopefully I don't get out of hand.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. If I just locked somebody up the entire game, it'd be hard not to throw it in their face afterwards.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, Gabe, we need some. Honestly, you don't have to hook us up. I'll go out of my way and purchase some, but I'm gonna get some Northern Illinois gear, and we're gonna go to Memorial Stadium. I think it's September 16th. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, and I'm gonna be going crazy, and I'm gonna sit right in the middle of the student section. So
appreciate you, man. That's dope. That's awesome.
Tate, I think that would be some good content for sure.
We would also probably get beaten up. There's a good chance.
Oh no, I'm scared of a bunch of freshmen that go to Nebraska.
Yeah. I mean, it's a night game too. It's at 6 p.m.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
People just like were sending me stuff and texting me. Yeah, it's at 6 p.m. So that'd be a good one for sure.
Gotcha. So you talked earlier how you haven't always played corner. What other positions have you played?
Mainly receiver. Yeah, mainly receiver. That's what I started off playing.
And is the rumors true that cornerbacks are just receivers that can't catch?
No, honestly, no, not at all. Man, corner is such a crazy position. I literally almost went back to receiver when I got to my college. It's like how athletic you have to be is actually insane. Like it's legitimately insane. People really don't understand. Like they just throw it out there, just like, oh yeah, I mean, going backwards is hard. Da da this, da 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 da. But like, you literally just need to have like spatial awareness. Like your spatial awareness has to be so high, and you gotta just literally understand what's going on 24/7. It's like it's crazy. It's so much deeper than that because like, I mean, we catch picks all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's obviously it's harder to drop the ball when the pass isn't intended for you. So yeah, they can crack the jokes however they want. But literally trying to guard somebody at full speed, he's running at me with his 4.3, whatever, or a tiny small safety dude. Like, man. Yeah.
Yeah, no, every time I watch cornerbacks in action, dude, that position looks tough. So I applaud you on that. That's crazy.
Crazy, man. It's a whole different world. Like, it's a whole different world, trust me. It's not just the route, going deep and catching the pass. Like, if anything, I will say receiver isn't too hard. Receiver isn't too tough. But playing corner is tough. It's one of the toughest positions to play. And if you don't believe me, you can look that up for sure.
Well,
Definitely.
I'd believe you because as a receiver, you know where you're going to be running that play. Whereas a corner, you're going to have to react to whatever the offense is doing.
Yeah, exactly.
So I could imagine that's just a lot harder in terms of your movement too.
Yeah. Because it's like, shoot, you make one wrong step, it's 6.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing too. It's like if you mess up, that's basically game. Like D-line can mess up, they got people behind them. Linebackers can mess up, they got people behind them. But if we mess up, it's 6 all day.
Yeah. Nobody's coming to save you.
Nah, definitely. Nobody's coming to save you. Not at all.
So if Tate were playing corner in a game, how many touchdowns do you think his receiver would have?
Oh, they'd score every time. They'd score every time.
Hey, you ever see Remember the Titans? with Ryan Gosling? No, I'm kidding.
I'm built like a kicker. I gotta say, that's the only place I could maybe do something.
Tate, I will give it to you. How far can you punt? We tested that one day at the football field.
Probably
Really?
like 55 or 60 yards.
Hmm.
Okay.
I can kick it decently far,
That's tough.
but no, if I was playing corner, dude, the fans would take me off the field before the coach would.
Yeah. Yeah. And you also got to think, man, punting the football, you don't practice that every day. You can just walk on the field and punt it
No,
60
never.
yards. Dude, yeah. You just think about if you put a little work into it, you'd be league bound. Yeah.
Well, I don't have any other questions written down. So, Josh, is there anything else you want to ask Gabe?
Sorry, I just dropped my phone. No, I think we're good. Thanks for joining us, Gabe. This has
Yeah,
been awesome.
thank you.
Sure.
It's good catching up with you, and nice to have you on here too.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Have an awesome season, man.
we'll see you September 16th playing the Huskers.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so,
I'm excited. That's a pretty big game. Night game too. Yeah, it's gonna be a good one.
have a lot of people like said they're coming out too.
Yeah, they have.
Got you.
I'm
It's pretty-
expecting. Wait, you go. Sorry.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
I'm expecting minimum 7 tackles out of you that night. So, yeah, no pressure.
I'll see what I can do for you.
All right. Bet.
It's pretty crazy because I feel like there was so much talent that left UNK. I feel like the Huskers definitely could have walked down there and grabbed a number of us. I don't know. Shoot. They could have grabbed TJ. They could have grabbed one of our other linebackers who transferred. Amir, he's tough. He's pretty good too. Or just Darius. Like really, like all they had to do was walk down the road. But
Would you have considered that if they would have expressed interest in you then?
oh yeah, of course. I mean, it wouldn't have been that big of a move for me. I mean, it's just 2 hours down the road. Not even
Yeah.
2 hours, like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, shoot, you definitely gotta understand that P5 level is different. That Power 5 level is different. And usually I don't really think they're ones to really take that chance, you know. They're looking for 5 stars, they're looking for 4-star guys, you know. So it's just how it is, you know.
Yeah.
Well, I think Nebraska, they should understand more than anyone else that some like if you take some UNK guys and have them like walk on the team, obviously some of them are like scholarship players for sure. Those guys can be difference makers right away. They've seen that in the past, and I don't know why it feels like they've kind of lost touch and kind of getting those in-state college guys.
Beats me. I couldn't even tell you. I feel like a lot of schools do that. Like instead of looking within their own state, they go out and get guys from all over, and they're not as successful as they should be. But I'm like, there's literally talent right in front of your face, but you miss it. I don't know how they miss it, but they miss it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just I don't know.
Well, yeah, and like you said, it's not like it's really working out that well for the Huskers the last few years, pulling guys from out of state. So I mean, it would make sense for them to maybe try and look inside the state. And you'd think if you performed super well at a D2 school, that would almost be better than if you played well in high school.
Right. Because it's like you have experience, like you've been in, you know how to carry yourself throughout the season. It's not just like one game you have a great game. It's through the whole season. So you would think they're like, okay, an experienced guy, but beats me. No idea on their thought process.
Hey, Gabe, do you know Danny Woodhead? Know who that is?
I don't know him personally, but I know who that is. Like I know he went to Shadron when he was in the a little bit.
Yeah, so my family's actually pretty good friends with their family. They both lived in North Platte at the same time. And my dad kind of like bottom of why he went to Shadron State. They were just like questioning, like he's 5'8". I don't know how much he weighed, but his build was a little questionable. But like, yeah, it just seems like a miss like that in some of the misses they're probably making with some UNK guys is kind of inexcusable in my opinion. But yeah, like you said, there's not really an explanation. Like sometimes it's just not the right match for those guys, and yeah. That's just how it goes.
Yeah.
Well, that's all I have. So Gabe, again, thanks for coming on.
Of course.
Seriously,
We
thank you.
appreciate it. And yeah,
sure.
we'll be seeing you around September 16th.
September 16th. Yes, sir.
All righty. See you, man.
See ya.